I'm Faith, and welcome to Faith's Take, where I talk about anything and everything that I find interesting. And welcome to my review of Rifftrax, Santa's Village of Madness. Now, do you remember the 1993 MST3K episode where they riffed Santa Claus, or the Rifftrax live show where they tackled the same move? You know, the one where they had an ethnically diverse child warehouse and Merlin was one of Santa's close friends for some reason?
We are forced to sing.
Merlin, where are you?
In a science lab on a cloud at Santa's house, obviously!
Yeah, that one. Well, that movie was made by one K. Gordon Murray. Now, while most people don't have enough madness inside of them to make even one movie that strange, Murray had enough madness to fill a whole village, all put together with footage from the original Santa Claus movie, as well as some footage from the Santa's Village theme parks from California and Illinois, and I'm getting strong Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny vibes here. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's no possible way on God's green earth that these parks still exist. Well, I love to be the bearer of bizarre news here and let you know that not only do those parks still exist, but there's now one in New Hampshire as well. Now, don't plan your trip too quickly, since the Illinois and New Hampshire parks are only open very select weekends at Christmas time, yet throughout the entire summer for some reason. However, the California park is open 7 days a week this time of year, but the catch there is you have to sign liability waivers to be allowed to enter the park. From my research, the other two don't require that, so I have no clue how dangerously unsafe the Cali branch must be. But that's enough preliminary craziness, time to dive into this. With Mike, Kevin, and Bill to help us along, let's take a trip to Santa's Village of Madness. We open with our Riffmas trio graciously ushering us into the chaotic world we're about to encounter.
Welcome to Christmas with Rifftrax, Santa's Village of Madness.
That's right. Open that half-gallon of eggnog and get ready to chug.
Strap in for some very, very serious Christmas cheer. We are not playing games here.
No.
And now the first of these Christmas gems, Santa's Enchanted Village.
And thus we are thrust into the opening credits. A narrator comes in to try and help us make sense of whatever jacked up dimension we're in, but he does nothing but make things worse. To sum up as best I can, Merlin, and yes, it is King Arthur's Merlin, found a way to rip a hole in the space-time continuum so Santa can get all of his Christmas Eve deliveries done on time, as well as giving Santa a ton of villages, throughout the entire universe. At this point, while definitely dumb, most of this was present in the Santa Claus movie. When do we get into the real madness here? Imagine the three most annoying voices you possibly can. Then put those voices to the ugliest furry costumes you can think of. Finally, imagine those creatures arguing, yelling, whining, and doing all other sorts of unpleasant things for 45 minutes. Got those disturbing images conjured up? Good! Now you're as prepped as I can help you be for the mania you are about to witness. Meet Puss in Boots, Stinky the Skunk, and the Ferocious Wolf, the three inexplicable giant talking animals here at Santa's Village. They're here to help the child elves, stay on track to get all of the worst gifts in the universe prepared for Christmas.
Ah yes, Stinky the Skunk, who says Merry Christmas with every spray of his anal glands. Yes, celebrate the birth of Jesus with a clown puppet, albatross, and poodle.
This is the best known of Santa's many homes and offices.
Yeah, kids love Santa's office.
By way of the and its big clock reminding Santa of the time of the year.
Santa has an obsessive distrust of calendars.
The little chapel,
where children come to offer burnt sacrifice to the many thousands of Santa gods and graven images of Stinky the Skunk.
Each village has a North Pole of real ice,
causing compasses to malfunction and airliners to crash.
Ice cream break was over more than an hour ago.
Kids love it when furries have labor disputes.
No.
We are Santa's elves. We are stuck in hell. Every day's a hideous nightmare. Only death will quell.
Ho, ho!
An adult man, ladies and gentlemen.
Time for some conflict, because even the weakest scripts need to try to have some. Turns out the wolf isn't really ferocious, more just in a state of constant rage, which might be due to the ear-bleedingly awful accordion music that follows him around. He complains to Santa that Stinky the Skunk doesn't put in enough work, and how does Santa reward this wolf doing the work that he should be doing instead of sitting around? Laughs in his face for trying to keep the employees, doing their job. And what's the rapscallion skunk doing instead of working? Taking in a puppet show with a bunch of the elves, who I assume are also supposed to be working right now. The wolf takes matters into his own hands by screaming at all the slackers. All the while, based on the audio at least, the puppet show just keeps on going. And then we get the saddest toy-making montage the world has ever seen.
I'll fix him this time.
If only I had a working jaw.
Stinky goes and most everybody goes with him. I'll go tell Santa Claus. Oh, my ulcer.
The Christmas wolf with an ulcer trope is so overdone.
Wait, is that his theme music? My God. Wow.
Yes, it is. He's going with an accordion played by John Cage having a stroke.
Wow.
That skunk again, Mr. Santa. I haven't seen him since ice cream break.
I'm just going to ignore you and openly mock you for a while.
Oh, dear God, what is the skunk doing?
I'm not sure, but I would preemptively call the cops now.
He's got his own little Torgo theme working.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
This child never loved again.
This is where you spend all your time while I break my back working for the children of the universe.
Yeah, those kids out in the Jones-Emberson Nebula are slave drivers, man. So, just to recap, Santa's toys are manufactured at offices that are overseen by a ferocious wolf, and he delivers them all over the universe using a fifth dimension that Merlin discovered.
That's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown.
Battle stations, battle stations, battle stations, prepare to dive!
God damn, my 9-year-old arthritic hands. The wolf's gonna take my ear.
No time to put down the safety shield.
And what did all of this lead up to? Santa laughing maniacally while spying on the wolf watching the apparently infinite puppet show. Yeah, that really wasn't worth a lick of the work, time, or money spent making this thing.
One time,
Chewbacca's father, Itchy.
The Undertaker later determined that a pinpoint gas leak in Santa's village had gone undetected for years. The end.
Our hosts for this insanity are back to give us some Christmas memories of their own before introducing our next festive offering of the evening.
Christmas morning in our house, you guys, was always about factory work and labor disputes and dangerous working conditions and rage-filled foremen with ulcers and non-working jaws.
That's how it was in our house. We even had an extremely dangerous blade sharpener that was run by a mutated skunk. Here's another lovely Christmas memory to be for everybody. Santa Claus and His Helpers. Part 2 of this trilogy from Father Christmas himself, K. Gordon Murray.
While the last short only used a couple of the same shots from Santa Claus in the very opening, this short is chock full of repurposed footage from the film. Opening with everybody's favorite, the shop of overworked international, probably kidnapped children. Santa has all of his same disturbing and for some reason human body part based spy gear as the last time, which give him the godlike powers of seeing and hearing anything throughout all the dimensions in existence. And what does he do with this amazing technology? Spies on his 3 angry, abrasive, and useless mascot employees. Now if you thought they were annoying and loud in the first short, trust me ladies and gentlemen, you ain't seen nothing yet. But not before we get a cameo from the one and only true disturbing giant animal mascot of Christmas.
Years have passed, and a hardened Lupita has crushed all attempts by the children to unionize.
Lupita, no. The Grinch stole our tentacles.
Listen, my children. Listen!
I'm replacing all of you with skunks and wolves. Get out!
This is Santa's wondrous laboratory in his castle high above the North Pole and far out in space.
Well, sure. Wait, huh?
In it, one of the many villains.
Whoa, what? What the hell? He has an ice cream bunny, too?
Did I somehow miss a hugely beloved piece of American folklore?
That Santa Claus...
All aboard!
I should give you 17 slaps before I kick you out of Santa's village.
Well, if you loathe him that much, why don't you just shoot him with your massive sniper rifle?
He only does things wrong because he's littler than you, and you're always picking on him.
Ooh, ask him for a raise.
Okay, right here at this moment, this officially became the craziest thing ever made by man.
Seriously, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Santa visits his old buddy Merlin, again in recycled footage, and has him put together more space science magic to get him to Earth, even though I thought it was established Santa already had all the magic he needed from Merlin and could just bend space and time at his will now. But I guess K. Gordon Murray had some time to waste, so let's reestablish how all these rules work. Once the senile old wizard gets him what he needs, Santa beams himself down just to berate these little monsters.
New rainbow is quite unusual. I suppose you've changed the colors again. This one is better than the others.
Okay, we, the audience, will just be here way across the room in case you need us.
Merlin, how am I going to get there?
Who the hell do you think I am, Santa Claus?
Gotten my...
Hey guys, let me just reach for my coffee here.
So, ta-da-ta-da then, yeah. Any more on that subject? Ah, yes.
The fifth dimension.
Oh, thank heavens. After all that madness, it's nice to return to this island of calm sanity.
Now start marching.
Marching at the point of a sword. Part of the wondrous spirit of Christmas.
Of course, this isn't the end of the short when there's still old scenes to use. Yep, not only do we get to reuse the Santa Claus movie, but we get even more use of the Santa's Enchanted Village short that we just saw. Because why not drag out an already terrible short by stuffing it full of another terrible short?
Hurry! It felt like the end of the short, but I guess it wasn't. Logic and hope are all out the window. Find somewhere dark to hide. Now we both know what happens next. Why make me relive it? Don't. Are you savage?
Remember when you'd open the advent calendar door for Christmas Eve and inside there was a skunk operating industrial machinery?
Yeah.
Ah, man, to be a kid again.
It all seems like footage that would later be used in a trial. Good. Stack all the toys together and start a huge bonfire.
And with any luck, the real Santa will see the smoke and come save you from all of this.
Unless the wolf gets it.
That's true. Merry Christmas!
And we get some more twisted tales of Christmases past from our riffers before plunging into our final short.
You know, guys, it's absolutely uncanny how much these movies bring back my own childhood Christmas memories.
Oh, yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah, like the giant satellite ear just hanging there, how it reminded me of the Christmas ear hanging on the side of our house, just nailed up there as jolly as could be.
A fake whimsical ear that could listen in on things and such, like in the movie? Or
No, it was a very real human ear. Well, now here's Santa's Magic Kingdom, the final Yuletide offering from that right jolly old elf, K. Gordon Murray.
Finally, Santa gives us the respect of actually acknowledging the fact that he has a captive audience here and gives us a tour of the village. The downside of this, though, is that it turns into an episode of Dora the Explorer, as the poor children who are forced to watch this by their cold and loving parents have to interact with Santa now and answer all of his questions. As the tour goes on, with Merlin even coming in to try to speed things up a little, one can't help but wonder why this wasn't the first short in this odd little package, since it clearly introduces some characters and locations directly. Not that knowing any of this would have helped us keep our ever-weakening grip on reality.
Great, another one.
Don't be so quick to judge. This one came with a letter from K. Gordon Murray himself. It says here, sorry about the first two Christmas shorts. This time we've upped the production values, new cast, better costumes, fixed the sound design, and ironed out the mythology so it makes complete sense.
Oh, well, you know, that's something at least.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, hang on. There's something written on the back here. Ha, 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 not really. P.S. The K in my name stands for Kiss My Ass, You Losers. I hosed you again. Hosed you good. Ha, ha. Eat my dust. Ha, 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 ha.
Wait, where are you? Where are you taking me? There are people who know where I am. I'm warning you.
Huh? The children are here.
Put away that indecent Rudolph fanfic, please.
Come on, Dancer and Prancer. Don't be so lazy and move, Donner and Blitzen.
Wait, does he really only have 4 of them? Downsizing?
Nah, I lost the rest in a late-night dice game with the Ice Cream Bunny.
Oh, God, what did the Ice Cream Bunny want with 5 reindeer?
You do not want to know.
This is the train that carries my visitors around the village and transports my helpers from one place to another.
Not that we're on it, of course. Who knows where we are? We're adrift in space and time, children. All you know is dead.
And of course, this is the tree house where some of my helpers live.
This isn't living. Help!
Here comes Merlin, the greatest magician of them all.
He sleeps behind big lots.
I said show the children the rest of the village.
I knew Lancelot, by the way.
Yeah, can it, old man.
But I courted the Lady of the Lake.
Go watch Matlock.
Here's Jack in the box.
Bury me, please.
This is the post office, where Santa receives mail from children everywhere.
Cease and desist letters, mostly.
This short has to take the prize for weirdest one of all, and that's definitely saying something. It starts to get a heaping helping of forced fairy tale lore all at once. Puss in Boots meets a princess on the road, who I guess is supposed to be Cinderella since she has a pumpkin coach, but they just call her princess, so who really knows? Not Kay Gordon Murray, that's for sure. She informs the flea-ridden monstrosity that an ogre is following her, but given all the stuff in this village already, that's the least weird thing they could add. The cat then lives up to his name by running from the thing and gathering an army of children to help combat the threat.
Oh, Mr. Puss!
Please, it's Mr. In Boots.
Something terrible is about to happen. The ogre's coming to the village and threatens to destroy everybody.
Hey, don't interrupt your grotesque flea circus.
You go ahead, Your Highness. In the meantime, I'll take care of the ogre.
I'll whine him into submission. Wow.
Gumby and Pokey mated. My God.
Jumping catfish.
Head of security.
And when I find you, I am going to destroy you and your villages.
Except the cat. He's clearly a ruthless security professional, very useful to me.
First human sacrifice to the ogre, cool.
Oh, they put the Tin Man's head on a pike, those sick bastards. Oh, hooray, the ice cream bunny. Can you help us? Yeah, thanks.
Santa then does what he does best in this messed up universe by sending someone else to fix his problem for him, and he makes Merlin go to fight the ogre by himself. All the action is off-screen, of course, because why give the kids even the smallest shred of real entertainment here? And Merlin saves the day! Trust them, we just have to take their word for it. And if there's one thing we learned from the Star Wars Holiday Special, it's that the only way to end such an appalling assault on our senses is with an atrocious holiday song.
Thank you, my children. This is very touching.
Up close, Santa looks like he spent the last few weeks dead.
Taking chances. We'll have some.
Santa, I know you are nearby.
Possibly in that village which bears your name.
I'll be seeing you, Santa.
Ah, King Arthur just texted asking for me. Plus, there's a demonic toy monkey I gotta track down.
Merlin, what are you going to do?
Wants us to pretend we see some big battle? I mean, screw that.
Trademark Kay Gordon. Show, don't tell. And also don't show.
Turned out it was just a little boy with a megaphone playing a prank. He's dead now.
They're happy too, as we all are.
Everybody now. Wow, I didn't mean it.
No,
please.
Keep your damn hands off our Social Security. And from that day forward, Christmas was outlawed, along with music, movies, cats, guns, and Mexico. Merry...
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
And just when you think the lunacy has come to an end, Mike, Kevin, and Bill have some parting Christmas craziness for us.
We are in a war on Christmas right now.
Really, you think so?
Yeah, they have totally erased Blessed Saint Merlin from Christmas. You never hear his beloved Christmas song anymore, you know, that ta-da 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 ta-da.
And that was Rifftrax Santa's Village of Madness. It truly is as ridiculous as it looks, and it should be in everyone's Rifftrax lineup. Not only am I unable to show all of its psychosis in this review, but even the stuff that I did show needs to be seen in context to have the full effect on you. From the good-for-nothing Santa, to the child slaves, to the grotesque diseased furballs, this is just the thing to give you some great Christmas laughs. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and special thanks to my jolly Patreon supporters, including Jackie Ball, Kevin Nata, and Jill Johnson. I'm just getting started with our Riffmas reviews for this year, and there are plenty more to come. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys later. Santa visits... Santa visits... Once the senile old wizard gets him... Once the senile old wizard... Oh my gosh.